Peace and good morning to you. It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, the morning podcast of choice. Um, it is November the 3rd. It is a Thursday. For some of y'all, it's been a long week. I know it has been a long week for me. And like always, I just want to say good morning and start with gratitude. Thank you for being here and being in this space, this digital space that we can share together. So again, like always, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Peace. Good morning, Miss Myrick. I pray that your week has been blessed. I pray that the rest of your week closes out as strong as you started your week. If your week did not start as strong, trust and believe you can close it out. That's just what we're going to say today. We can close our week out stronger than what we started it, only when we choose to, and how much effort that we'll put into it, which you'll hear about today. We're talking about effort, kind of like what we spoke about this past day in pursuit. So pursuit, we're kind of extracting a word that we had from yesterday and putting it into some context. Excuse me, for today. And I think somebody's going to take something from it. Like always, whatever resonates with you, just go ahead and put that thing and whatever it is inside the chat. And before we jump 2 feet into it, Miss Scott, good morning to you. Before we jump 2 feet into it, make sure you share this live. Take this live, share it in a Facebook group, or share it on your timeline, whichever one you feel will be beneficial to the audience of people that you surround yourself with. And we're going to jump into it. We're talking about the quest. Let me go ahead and pull the caption up for those who come in at a later time. So my question to you is that is being proposed, like, what does your quest look like? Like, what are you doing where are you going? Like, what does your quest look like? All right, like always, you're going to get definitions of words. You're not going to get the etymology today, so I can say that, where I don't have to go into that spiel about etymology, which is the origin or the root of the word. So you're just going to get definition of the words, and then we're going to go into our deep dive, and we're going to close it out. The quest. Quest is defined as search for and seek out. Again, quest is defined as search for and seek out. What we do here, for those who may be new, who may be watching it on a replay, when I give you inversions, that means it's white over red or red over white. If I say white over red, pay attention to the words that are in white. If I say red over white, pay attention to the words that are in red. So the definition of quest is, the first definition of quest is search for, seek out. And I think we can flip this inversion both ways. So let's start with the white over red. Like, search for, like, what are you searching for? Like, what is that thing that you want, or that goal that you have for yourself, or whatever that new thing that you want to accomplish? Like, are you searching for it, or are you still hoping that it comes to you? That's a very honest question. Are you searching for it, or are you still in the fantasy land of hope that is going to come to you? Now, trust and believe. Yes, I know the difference in faith, where it says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Things will not become evident until you search for it. That's why it goes into saying, faith without works is dead. That means you have to put work into it. Now, search is work. Search takes work. You're not sitting and waiting for something to fall into your lap, but you're actually doing what is required, or doing what needs to be done in order for you to assume that goal that you have set out for yourself. And to seek out. Again, seek out, it could be a simple thing, but you have to know what you're looking for, because again, the evidence of things not seen, the evidence will not be developed or brought into fruition until you know what you're seeking out. So let's go with the second definition of demand. I mean, of quest. To ask for, demand. Like I, there's no inversion on this because all it just made, it was simple to look at and say, okay, bet to ask for. Like if I'm on a quest to raise funds for, I don't know, for a car. So you're trying to get money for a car. So you're on a quest, you're on your money chase, like some people might say, or I'm chasing a bag, whatever it is. You're on a specific quest. So you're asking yourself to do what? You're either asking yourself to save money, or you're asking yourself to stop spending money, or you're asking yourself to learn more about what money is in order for you to assume, or in order for you to reach that particular goal. And you're demanding of yourself to act in a certain way in order for you to accomplish that thing that you want to have at the end of whatever it is that you desire. I think a lot of times we don't demand enough of ourselves in order for us to accomplish certain goals. We don't demand enough of ourselves in order for us to obtain the desires that we want. Of I want to have this done by this time, so I demand of myself to whatever it is, right? And then we go into the next definition of quest. It says a journey towards a specific mission or goal. And I think we can flip this inversion, because the inversion that I want to pay attention to is red over white, which is a journey. Your quest is a journey. It is not something that is just going to happen instantly. It may not be something that's going to happen by the end of the day. It may not be something that is going to happen by the end of the week, by the end of the month, even possibly by the end of the year. But are you willing? That's when it flips into the other one. But are you willing to go towards it? I mean, you know what your mission and your goal is, but in order for you to go along this quest, you have to be willing to go towards the journey, or to go towards that specific thing in order for you to accomplish it. I don't know who this was for, because honestly, I don't know what I was going to talk about today. I'm just going to be transparent. I did not know what I was going to speak about. And I was like, okay, I was listening to some things, and it hit me like yesterday, when I was proposing of the question, like, what does your quest look like? Like, what does your chase look like? Because a lot of times what our chase looks like, it doesn't actually resemble the quest that we're on, or it doesn't resemble the journey that we're on, because the journey has to be specific in order for you to reach that goal. In order for you to reach that destination, the journey has to have a specific goal, or a specific angle, or a specific direction that you're going, in order for you to obtain, or in order for you to assume the quest. Like, I'm going on this quest to do what? I'm going on this quest to do this. And the last definition of quest, it says a long or arduous search for something. And the inversion on this is red over white. A long, arduous search. Because a lot of times your search is not going to be easy, but you have to put effort into it in order for the quest to even have a beginning, or in order for the quest to even fulfill its meaning. Because arduous is like involving or requiring strenuous effort. Like, I'm putting forth a maximum effort in order for me to reach my goal. So in my quest, I will maximize my effort in order for me to reach the harvest, because yes, I planted the seed, but I will do what is required of me, or I would do what need to be done in order for the harvest to take place. So I'm putting in the effort. I'm ensuring that there's nothing that's going to stop the harvest. I'm ensuring that my efforts are maximized. So I'm doing what I need to do in order for me to reach that particular goal. Sometimes when things get hard, like when you look at the other inversion, it says long or for something. Like, does it really matter how long it's going to take? Sometimes we feel it does, and sometimes we can honestly say it do. Like, okay, it's not working. But now the question goes into the now you ask yourself the question: it's not working, it hasn't worked for a long time. Now, do I continue to do this, or do I say, okay, now let me look at what I need to pivot to? Because even in your quest, or during your quest, or along your quest, there may be a pivot. But a pivot is something. So when I see the word pivot, like a lot of people during COVID, they they pivoted, right? They pivoted their business. They pivoted the way that the way that they move, the way that they maneuvered, the way that they've communicated with people. Now, when it comes to your pivot, now to me, there's like three P's of pivot, right? Within your pivot, there has to be a purpose. Within your pivot, there has to be a passion. And also within your pivot, there has to be some perseverance. Like when you're going, like when it says a long or arduous search for something, like you're going at it, it may seem like it's long. It may seem like you have to persevere through this long journey. And as you're going along through this long journey, you're trying to talk to yourself and communicate to yourself and asking yourself, like, where is my passion? Is my passion still in it? Am I in this for the long run? Or am I only in this for the moment? Those are questions that we begin to talk to ourselves and ask ourselves, am I in this for the moment, or am I in this for the long run? Because a quest is not for the moment, because a quest is the long run. So what does your quest look like? What does your quest feel like? There has to be some passion in your quest, because remember, when you have the quest that you demand the outcome, what you think and how you think is going to be different. Because the things that I want for myself, I must demand those things for myself. I must talk to myself and say, look, I demand to be successful. And in my demand of success, I know that I must study, or I know that I must read, or I know that I must seek counsel, or I know that I must sit with the mentor. Because that is like the spirit of the man. Like, I want it, so therefore I have to put in effort in order to accomplish that thing. So let's go in the deep dive. So some of the stuff, peace. Good morning, Miss Kilpatrick. Good morning, Queenie. So sometimes choosing a quest is really adopting a demanding mindset. Like, I choose to do this and I want this done by the end of the month. So I must adopt a demanding mindset. Because if I demand great things from myself, then I must demand those same great things for myself. Right? When I adopt those great things for myself, then the outcome has no other opportunity but to be great. Even if going down this path, the things that are not so favorable, they're really lessons, because the obstacles really transition into blessings, because I'm able to see or foresee what need to be done different the next time. Because when you're going down your quest, it's like stepping towards your fear. Because when you're going down your quest, a lot of times you don't even see what the next step is going to look like. Like, you're walking in the dark. You know that you have to take a step. You don't know if there's a pit that you're falling into, or a ditch you're going to fall into, because a lot of times everything seems so murky that the step that you take is really a step on faith. But that's when the effort comes into it, because now I am taking a step out on faith, because I am stepping out of my comfort zone in order for me to step into my gift, or in order for me to step into my purpose. I'll say that again. A lot of times we have to step out on faith, or step out of our comfort zone, in order for us to step into our purpose, or step into our destination, or step into our quest. Because when you're going through the process, or when you're going through the quest, during the quest, that's when you begin to learn the process of being resilient, or your resiliency, because you're going to find it during your quest. The things that happen that are not so favorable, it's going to happen more than once. But are you resilient enough to bounce back from those unfavorable actions? Because when you're doing that, it's going to teach you how to, like, arm your mind. When I say arm your mind, it's like, okay, I see it, I feel it, I don't like what that feels like. So in order for me to ensure that I don't feel that way again, I have to do something different. It's not really numbing you, but it's preparing you that if something happened again, I can recognize it, and I can take that next step forward. Because the dream, now for me, when I in my mind, when I was thinking about what I was going to do, and what effort was, and what effort is, because a lot of time people feel that their dream died. I don't think the dream died. I think the effort that you put into your dream is what stopped, because you have a quest, and you have a direction that you want to go. That quest, or that direction that you want to go, may fulfill the dream that you have, but are you applying the effort to it in order for you to accomplish that particular dream? Because we're at times kind of scared of what we don't know, because we don't know what that step is going to look like, or what is going to take place after we take that step into the direction of the quest. But what if you, like, align your path with your journey? Aligning your path with your journey. So a lot of times a journey may have you in all different types of places and everywhere, because you may be on a journey, but you don't have direction. Direction is a path, but a journey may have you all over the place. But when you align that path with that journey, it may begin to allow things to be a lot clearer for you. And that's kind of like, sometimes I'm there in that space, looking at, okay, I feel like I'm on this journey. I feel like I've reached a certain level. I feel like I've plateaued, and then I have to go and begin to read more, in order for me to align my journey or to align my new direction with a path that I desire to be at, or a path that I desire to be on. So I must align my path to my journey, because a lot of times we're in spaces that we know we're not supposed to be in, and we know that's not along. We have found ourselves in that path, but we've made it hard because we don't recognize that path is not in line with our journey. But are you willing to learn? Because in the quest, it takes discipline. In your quest, it's going to take work. In your quest, it's going to take effort. And the quest is a lifelong journey, because it's like, how strong am I, or how much will do I have to continue this quest? And how much do I have in me in order for me to walk along the way? Because a lot of times when we find ourselves walking along the way, I'll leave that alone. What does your quest look like? It's sometimes the quest can be hard, but we just have to face it, and we just have to look at it. We just have to understand it and be willing to go through it. All right, Miss Queenie, what she say? Utilizing our experiences can assist us on our path to our journey that we'll pursue. Indeed. She also says it's going to take work, effort, dedication, and understanding. 100%. 100%. So take that work and put in effort. And then the effort that you put into it is going to be effective. And when is it effective to you, there's dedication you add to it. And the understanding of why you're on that quest can be as clear as day. I took that from what Miss Queenie just put out. All right. So again, thank y'all for being here. It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. Let's close out Friday strong by what we do today. Again, your today is in preparation for your tomorrow. Y'all be blessed. Peace.